Okay, so Breck, we're just going to pick up, we're looking at Breck's screen. We're going to pick up right where DCO Spring 2021 Lesson 6 Part 2 class left off, where you've got a Pantheon environment that is looking for Drupal 8, and you have a local site up and running in DDev that was Drupal 9 that we are desperately trying to downgrade to Drupal 8 so it's compatible with Pantheon. Agree? Did I miss anything? Breck, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take it that you completely agree with everything I'm saying all the time. From
sure.
Peter. All right. So what I want you to do is first, did you do a DDev start? Are we up and running here?
I've not done DDev start yet.
Yeah, let's get your environment up and going. And I know that your site's kind of broken right now because we're half fixed, half not. So we're gonna try and all fix it. So I don't know if everybody caught the conversation I had with Chris, who's one of our virtual students. Not well, everyone's a virtual student, but Chris doesn't come to class in real time. He watches the videos. He's on another continent, but he's on Windows. And when he tried to run a composer command, a composer require where you're setting the version with a caret, it didn't work for him. The only way he can get it to work where it would recognize the caret character is if he used 5 carets in a row, which I thought was just crazy town. Like I can understand like you needing to escape the caret with an extra caret, but it was just very bizarre, but he got it working with 5. I don't know what that means, but anyway, so let's do this, Breck. This might be easier with like a file explorer. I don't know what it's called in Linux, whatever that thing is. Files. Yeah, so let's go to your site. All right, number 1, let's delete the vendor directory and let's delete composer.lock. So this is something generally you want to stay away from unless you absolutely have to. All right, now let's go back to the command line. I just want to, I'm pretty sure we did this yesterday, but just do an ls-al. And then let's pico your pantheon.yaml file. I just want to make sure we set that back to like the normal stuff for this exercise. Yes, we did. Okay, so web doc root, yes, PHP 7.3, we're good. All right, get out of that. And yesterday we did all the stuff with the settings.pantheon and all that. So at this point, what I want you to do, and I don't know, you probably, if you hit the up arrow, you probably don't have this whole command still in your history, right? Keep going. Oh, no, keep going. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
So you can probably get rid of the caret. Well, actually, no, that's fine. So I think this is right. So this is going to require core composer scaffold at least 8.8, core recommended at least 8.8, and composer installers at least 1.2. We're doing this because we tried to actually, before we do this, let's look at your composer.json. So you hit the down arrow, and to get to something you can just easily delete. Yeah, let's do a pico on composer.json real quick. Because we're really just we're gonna hit the big red button here. So go to the require section. Okay, the require section is empty. That's what I wanted to check right there. Good. All right, so get out of this. I just want to make sure there's nothing. So at this point, the composer.json has nothing in the require section. There is no composer.lock, and there is no vendor directory. So this project should have no knowledge of anything that happened prior to a little while ago. At this point, we've effectively just deleted everything. So let's hit the up arrow and get back to that DDev composer require, that big long one again. And what this should do is this should take this project and this should hopefully complete the downgrade from Drupal 9 to the latest version of Drupal 8. So let's hit enter and keep our fingers crossed on this. We were getting weird errors yesterday with other dependencies that were blocking it, and I could not figure out why. And right at the end of class, I was thinking, oh, maybe because we didn't delete the vendor directory. We had tried deleting the composer.json and composer.lock file yesterday. I think by now it, oh, thank goodness.
It hasn't broken yet.
Let's make sure 8, 9, 13. Okay, we're good. We're good.
I think that worked.
All right, so let's just do a DDev, just to, let's reset the heck out of everything. So let's do a DDev config. Yes, enter, enter, Drupal 8, enter. Yep. And let's do a DDev restart, just to kind of reset all the things. Restart, because you're already running. So we want to stop and start, which a restart will do. All right, DDev launch. Let's see if your local's up and running. We should see the, oh, look at that. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm actually kind of surprised because this was a Drupal 9 database, but that's okay. All right, let's go back to the command line. Git status. Should be lots. So scroll up there. I just want to make sure that the git ignore we put in place is still good. There's nothing in the files directory, anything coming in there, which I don't think there is. I mean, there should be a lot of stuff there, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's just eyeball the git ignore just one more time. Just so do an ls-al. Just want to make sure it didn't get blown away. No, it's still there. And the settings for that shouldn't change between Drupal 8 and Drupal 9. So I think we're just going to let that sit. Let's do a git add dot. Let's get all this committed. All right, and then for your commit message, just say downgraded to Drupal 8. So git commit dash n.
Check and see that actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Please. You know how I feel about git status. I have a very close relationship with git status. So downgrade to Drupal 8.
Yeah.
All right, git status. All right, let's just do a push. So we should be able to do just a regular push here. So git push, and then where do we want to push it to? What's the name of your remote?
Sorry, what's that?
What's the name of the remote that you want to push this to?
It's not just, it's still just master here, right? We did not change it to main.
Well, that's the master's the name of the branch, but we have to say, where do we want to push that branch to?
Oh, Pantheon.
Right, so yes, so you made Pantheon the alias, for
yeah, I did make that alias.
Yep. All right, so then what? Oh, okay, well, and this is normal. So when you created your key, your SSH key pair, you put a password on it. That's fine. So normally when you do that push, you want to do git push the where and the what. So you only did the where, which is going to push up everything, but you only have one branch. But so normally you'd want to do git push Pantheon space master.
Okay.
Okay, just be failed, push some refs. Let's see. That branch is you're in SFTP mode. We got to go back. How many times did that hit us yesterday? I think every time yesterday we got bit by that silly thing.
Yeah, we switched modes. We got lost in the latest version of the error message. Yeah. So by the time we came back over here, we forgot.
That's all right. It's an easy fix. All right, let's go back and try that push again. This time put master at the end of it. And when it finishes on the command line, we should see your dashboard go a little bit gray and show some activity. All right, that's good. The change is we remove that database stuff that I was hoping we could trick to work with Drupal 9. All right.
Yep.
So now we see it spinning on the UI. So let's go over there to Pantheon and just wait for that to finish. So don't forget, we talked about this yesterday in class. The way Pantheon works and Acquia Cloud works the same way and Platform works the same way. When you push to a dev environment, on Pantheon, the dev environment automatically does a git pull. So remember, the remote Git repository is like a different server than this dev environment. So what happens is that the remote Git repository notifies the dev environment, hey, there's a new commit here, and then the dev environment will pull that in, and that's what was just happening. All right, so at this point, we should be on Drupal 8. If we now keep in mind, I don't think oh no, we never actually got this installed here. So let's go to visit development site and let's get this installed.
It's just the email.
No, this was your, maybe, hold on. Remember, go back, look at your dashboard. I'll remind you what this is. Remember under security on the left-hand side,
Can you go back and move the Drupal, the Zoom window?
That's your right-hand side, the left-hand side.
Oh, okay.
Don't click, no. Hold up. Left-hand side, security. Remember you?
Okay, here we go. Yep. Oh, okay, yes. Oh, yeah, I do remember this now. Okay.
Yep, that's what you need to enter there.
Easy enough.
Put it in SFTP mode.
This again.
This is really the only, so go back to the code tab, vertical tab on the left, code. And really installation is the only time you need to be in SFTP mode. So it's a one-off. Did someone else come in? Oh, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So Sarah, just to get you up to speed, we have a bit of problem in class yesterday with this example. So I promised the class that I would finish it up and record it during office hours today. So far, smooth sailing today. As soon as that's done, you can go back to the other tab and reload. There you go. Reload and go through this. Now minimal, I did this today with the Drupal 9 site. It's really minimal. I actually kind of like it, but we'll go through it just so you can see it. There you go. We got past the problem yesterday because it's Drupal 8. So what minimal is, so I don't know about everybody else, but when I install the standard, go ahead and fill this out while I'm yapping. Don't say your password out loud while you're doing this. And this is on a remote environment, so you're going to want to, don't use admin for the password. Use a decent password. But whenever I install a fresh site that's not for teaching, for real, using the standard profile, I always end up going into the extend page, the module page, and uninstalling a bunch of things. Like I don't think I'm going to use the contact forms. I'm probably not going to use the comment module. The quick edit stuff. I turn a lot of that stuff off. I would uncheck that last one. Yeah, there you go. I think you're good there. Minimal goes the other way. It only enables the bare minimum, as you can see. It doesn't even give you, it gives you the Stark theme, which Breck and Terry will talk about that in a couple weeks. But you're logged in, so let's get you at least looking at something nice. So let's go to administration, and let's go to appearance in that list. And scroll down. Let's get you, let's go ahead and install and set default for Bardic. And then don't leave this page. You can uninstall Stark. And then install Claro, the experimental. Yep, install that. That's going to be our admin theme. And then scroll all the way to the bottom of this page and select the admin theme to be Claro, and then check that box as well. And hit save. And I'm just going to help you with the bare minimum here. And then go back to the breadcrumbs up at the top, home, and then administration. Click on administration. And go to extend. And then search for toolbar up there. So there you go. And just enable toolbar. There you go. And notice like views and views UI. I mean, so little is actually enabled by default. I don't know. So like, there's no admin toolbar yet, but so click on structure up there and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the menu UI is not enabled. Like you'd have to go to extend and enable menu UI.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of times when we did it in more recent class sites, did not immediately, wasn't there until I did admin toolbar.
So, it's, I wanted to at least expose everybody to this just so I've started using minimal rather than going the other direction. That way I know I only have modules enabled, core modules enabled that I really need, rather than just leaving some enabled that I'm never going to use. But it's, it's personal preference. But I figured the least I can do is expose everyone to it. But so far, so good. So let's talk about what we've done. We have a Drupal 8 code base started on your local, pushed up to the remote Pantheon repository. And now we've got a remote environment, a dev environment up and running on Pantheon hardware from that same code base. So yesterday in class, we talked about the fact that whenever you run the installer, as we saw Breck just do on Pantheon Dev, that generates a unique site ID, a UUID, a universally unique ID. Every site, every project, let's use the word project, needs to have a UUID, a unique site ID. And I'm not saying every environment, of your site needs their own. All of the environments need to be using the same ID. And that's so that the dev environment knows that it's the same site as the stage environment, knows that it's the same project as your local environment. So the whole point of this is that it's normally a good idea to declare your canonical database, like which database is the boss. And normally the boss database is the one furthest up the chain, right? So right now, Breck, all you have is local and dev. So in all of my little diagrams about code flows up and data flows down, literally up, dev is above local in that diagram. If you had a stage environment, then that would be your canonical. If you had a live environment, that would be canonical. But with just dev and local, let's right now declare that dev is canonical. Now, this could all change. Like, let's say, Breck, that you've been working on your local site for 3 weeks, right? You've just been working locally and you've been adding content types and all of this great work that you've done is only on local. At that point in time, your local is really the canonical at that point. You don't want to install Drupal up on Pantheon and then copy your Pantheon database down to local because you'll overwrite all that good work you've done. So maybe temporarily your local database is the boss. And in that case, you'd want to export your local database and then, from local and then import it into Pantheon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make, since I'm declaring Pantheon Dev your boss, your canonical database, we're going to make a backup of your Pantheon database. And then we're going to import that into local.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go to your Pantheon dashboard, please. And actually here, before we do that, let's go back to the site. Click on configuration. And then click on basic site settings, top right. And give it a more interesting name than that. Just so it's easy to spot that, you know, this is your site.
Site name. Okay.
Yep, just give it something interesting. Whatever you want. Be as creative as you want. Just remember that this is being recorded. And time
well,
will
that takes
judge
out most of the fun possibilities.
Time will judge you for your decisions that you're about to make here.
As long as it has something to do with Star Wars.
Oh, hey.
What was that suggestion?
Anything, yeah. David was saying he loves anything having to do with Star Wars.
Star Wars, okay. Let's see.
Sure, put that all on me, Mike.
Yeah, it's all on you now, David.
There we go.
Oh,
We'll go controversy.
It's one of my favorites. I love that movie.
I really liked it.
Yeah. All right, save it. So we'll know that what we're about to do worked when your local environment has this same title, same site name. All right, but let's go back to your Pantheon dashboard. And we're going to do this the manual way first. Actually, today during office hours, we might only do it the manual way. But go to database files on the left and go to, why don't we have this tour, at least one of the, oh, I'm sorry, backups. I'm in the wrong place. Backups. There you go. Create a new backup. Oh, we're still in SFTP mode. We got to get back to Git mode. This is the last time you'll have to do this. The absolute last time.
Famous last words, and you had to record them.
All right, so unable to reach database failed. What?
Is that just because I clicked that, then went over to shifting modes?
No, it shouldn't. Let's do it again. Create a new one. I've never seen that happen. First time for everything. And on the free plan, I think these disappear after 30 days or something.
Yeah, that seemed to be the
Oh yeah, keep this
default.
backup for you. And like I said, the paid plans, you can have automatic nightly backups and stuff like that. What? Oh, it's crazy. All right, let's try this. Let's try doing this another way. Let's go to database files. I can't believe this is, you know, so ridiculous. Go to export. Export database. Let's see if it works from there. Okay, what the heck? Here, scroll up. Let's do the cache rebuild or cache clear button all the way on the right. Has anyone else ever seen that happen? Because I have not. All right, do the drop down there, the workflows drop down. See the little, yeah, those are just from the.
Yeah, I think it just telling me all the things we saw.
Okay, those are just, yeah. So let's try to export the database again. Now that we've rebuilt cache strings. Oh okay. My goodness. Is your site, go back to your site and reload. All right, let's go to configuration. God, maybe it doesn't like your site title. Maybe it really disagrees with you. Go to under development on the right, there's a performance tab. Go to performance. And clear caches from here as well. It should be the same, but, and I don't know what caches would have to do with this. All right, let's go back to the Pantheon. And before we do anything, reload this page. I don't know why that would matter, but unbelievable. All right, let's try it again. Export that database. It does not like something. Are you double clicking those buttons? Did I hear double click there, Brooke? I hope I did not.
I'm not doing so intentionally.
Unbelievable. What the heck is going on? Why would it not be able to export a database? Oh man, this is crazy. At least I know this one. This time it's not my fault, so I feel a little better about this.
Will he give you any info under errors?
Yeah, we could try that. I was going to suggest we wipe, but yeah, there's nothing there. Let's wipe it. So go back to database files, wipe it.
Did you change the Pantheon YAML on this setup?
Yep. But we reverted it. We went back to just the normal one. So
What about in the site status, seeing what version of the database it's using?
yeah, well, after we reinstall, we'll be able to. So go back to code. You have to put it back in SFTP mode.
I'm not saying anything.
Yes, you have earned smugness.
God, we were so close to being finished. So close. Crazy.
I just didn't know if switching back and forth might have caused some version information.
Oh, remember, we never actually got the change to take, so it never really switched.
Correct, but I'm talking about what might be still sitting on Pantheon side that's confusing the
We
backup.
pushed a new version of the file. I'm not too worried about that. All right, let's go back to the performance, the third browser tab, and hit reload because we're gonna have to reinstall.
Hold on, the Zoom tab is getting in my way.
Sorry. Hit reload. You should get like either an error redirected to the install page again. Yep. All right, let's go through this again. And if it was using a different database, it wouldn't get past this step, David, either. It would fail requirements like we saw in class yesterday.
Yeah, but you're on 8 now. All I'm saying is that if it did something, but the backup is expecting something different because that's a different area, maybe it's not working with it or something.
No, everything here should be expecting 8 and using 8. So I'm pretty confident of that. We're doing the right thing.
Maybe the site name is the problem.
Return of the Jedi is not a good password.
All right, let's just go to administration. Let's not do the appearance stuff just for the, but I do want you to just put a site name in there just so we have something that's unique. So under administration, scroll up, there you go, configuration, basic site settings on the right. There you go.
Well, that's what I put in.
Wait. Why does it still have that?
No, I put it in on the install.
Oh, on the install. Okay, very good. All right, let's go back to Pantheon. See if we can do a backup. Do a full backup. In the curriculum, I actually write about this. So hit create new backup and let's. So we have to go back into FTP mode.
Oops.
Oh, I wonder if a backup is running if in SFTP mode. If it's maybe that's what happened. Because you hit that button and you were in SFTP mode, it didn't stop you from hitting that button. So maybe in the background, there's like a database backup process that's hung up. That would explain what we're seeing. I don't know if that matches reality, but that would explain what we're seeing. All right, yeah, let that finish. What's that? Go click on the workflow thing. What's still running? There you go. Okay, now it's done. All right, let's go to backups now. All right, let's try it again. Come on, fourth time. That's more than fourth of these.
It got farther, but one thing I noticed in the last couple is that the progress bar stepped back a little bit and then continued, just kind of like that did.
Yeah, I don't know if that progress bar is reality. That just might just be an animated GIF that does that.
Okay.
Just to make us feel better. Seems like it's taking longer, so.
Yeah, it's like the Windows progress bar, where, the progress bar goes
Oh,
up.
you're
Nope.
kidding me. You've got to be kidding
Really?
me. What's the backup? This is the backup log. I think it has something to do with SFTP versus Git mode. So I'm going to try something that may not work. Go back to code. I want you to go back to SFTP mode. And then when it's done, I want you to go back to Git mode.
Okay.
And if this doesn't work, I think we're gonna stop because I can show you what I want to show you on mine.
We solved the problem we were looking to solve.
Yeah, but the fact that we can't freaking make a backup of a database backup on Pantheon, that's out of our control.
Just go straight back to Git.
Yep, straight back. And just to maybe we can sneak up on it, we won't go to backups. We'll go to database files and try doing an export when this is done. Otherwise, I think probably what I would do if I was in this situation, I would probably wait like an hour, because I suspect that there's maybe something in the background, some background process that isn't surfaced in the UI that's going on. So, all right, let's go to database. Oh, it's still going up. I see it. Okay, there we go. So go to database files on the left and export. And let's try it there. Yep. If this doesn't work, I think we're just going to let it sit, and then we'll see if anyone else has any other questions. Otherwise, I'll do a Drupal 9 demo with Pantheon. Okay. All right. Well, Breck, I'm going to stop this recording, so I have two different recordings.
Okay.
But thank you for this. And just do me a favor, maybe later today or tomorrow or something, come back and see if you can do a database export. And
Yeah, absolutely. Try to. I'm very curious now, actually.
Yeah, and just report back in Slack.
Yeah.
All right, you can stop sharing. I'm going to stop this recording.